Yeah, it's 10 in the night. I'm just back from a family outing. I wanted to finish the glue up today because this thing like weather has been changing or fluctuating rather, and these boards they do tend to swell and expand and contract sometimes. Like it fits so nicely in the dry run today. It was absolutely square, and I felt so good. And I just finished this really nice rebates. They came out super nice. I just wanted to finish the glue up today because I didn't want things to go wrong. Things like these heavy boards with those dovetails and pins, if we keep it like that, they are susceptible to like getting knocked over and falling, and things can break so easily. Once we have these glued up, they will just stay there. And I was telling about these rebates. They came out so nicely, and it was such an amazing feeling to get my uh, the plane that I built by myself, the blade I made from a tool steel. It was such a nice feeling, and actually, like it felt like, see these shavings. I'll just pick up some. See these. It is such a nice feeling to get these, and it may seem like I'm biased towards that tool, but it felt like that felt better than getting um, my Stanley 78 or the Record 78. It felt better. I mean, it was more time consuming to get the setting right because I had to hammer tap. I'm getting used to that plane for the first time. Once I got it set properly, it was super smooth. I really loved. I wish I have to make more rebates on this project. I'll see, but that was an amazing feeling. So let me work on the glue up. So I have kept all the things that I need handy. Like this will be my applicator. I have kept a silicone bowl here. This is my bigger glue bottle. The smaller one I have kept it just I have to reach somewhere just to be safe. This is a scrap piece of wood that I have kept to hammer tap and seat the dovetail joints if the glue tends to freeze. So I'm trying to be prepared as much as I can. What else? This is the one I was using during my dry run to seat all the or hammer all the dovetails. I'm keeping it handy. I need to keep my clamps in. My clamps are still there. I should be keeping those ready, but I will give it a start now. So again, this time the strategy is I will again assemble the dovetails because these big boards, like if I glue each joint, it sometimes gets hard to push in the last joint and it takes time and the glue starts freezing. So I learned another technique that I will apply here. I will set all the joints or assemble all the joints and then slightly open it, put the glue in and then seat those joints. Let's see how that works. Back here, I'm trying to do the exact same thing that I was doing during morning. This should be this side, yeah, because the Clamps. This was all square during the dry run. It's not as square during the actual glue up, but I've tried to clamp something corner to corner to make it square. I hope like this stays like that. I'll leave it like that for overnight. I have taken out the clamps. This came out fairly well. I guess like in the dry run it was absolutely square, but for some misplacement of clamping or slight imperfection in the clamping, now my box is very slightly out of square. I can definitely work with that. It will make work a little bit harder than if it were completely square, but that's just part of woodworking, especially with hand tools. So recording, I have also cut a 3x8 inch panel and I have just put it there. It's not glued or screwed, anything like that. I can do that later. I've just put it there because these edges are now like fragile, especially where I have plowed the grooves or the rabbets. In fact, like when I was handling some other pieces, one of those fell here and there was a big chip here, so I have cut a piece and attached it there. So that's the reason I just put it here for now. Again, this is just very simple to do. I made it a little bit complicated for myself by having this or not having this absolutely square. When I'm saying that, like it's just 1/8 of an inch kind of a parallelogram. So it's absolutely fine. I'll work with that. It's let's see how it impacts during the door making. But right now I'm working on the legs because this is going to remain elevated. So I have sawn or resawn and dimensioned a few pieces here. Okay. Legs will be like 2 cross members with like a half lap in between. Let me focus the camera back on my table. So there will be one leg, or this is actually a cross member that will house the leg. It's not exactly the leg. So this is one and there will be one more like this. We'll work on that in steps. So this will be like a half lap joint. So the entire depth will be the thickness of this, which is 3 inches. And then there will be actual legs here that will be will attach through Mortise and tenon joint here. This one definitely has to be less than this corner to corner diagonal length, and the legs should be slightly angling outwards for stability. So basically, once the legs are protruding outside or like angling outside, we really don't want the legs to be going beyond this thing. Otherwise, it's a tripping hazard. It's going to work just fine, but we want to keep that the outside part of the legs within this zone. So that's it. So for the legs, I have 2 other pieces. I haven't dimensioned that completely. Now these are long pieces right now, but so I'll be making the actual legs out of these. So these are, again, one side is face and face edge. I think I have done. I'll just plane this a little bit. And I'm going to make, these are 2 pieces, but this will be cut into half. I am going to get like 7 inches or something each. So 4 legs. So it's easier to plane this as a whole. This is good. Let me. I'm doing it twice because once I cut it into half or 7 inch each, I don't lose track of things. breaking the corners. So these are the 4 legs. I have not necessarily made it exact to 7 inches. At least I have jointed, planed one side, so that can be the registration. I'll see like whether it is truly needed or not to have this exact, because there will be a mortise on one of the sides and it has to be cut off, so we'll see. I'll come back later and work on the layout of the legs.